Hello. Oh my gosh, I've missed that song these past 2 weeks. I am Sarah. I'm your host of Go Get That Rose. Jay, it is great to have you back. Been gone for so long.
I know. I'm glad to be back too, but I'll be honest. Not last week, but the week before, I was really glad I didn't have to talk about that episode. I can't even remember what happened. I'm just glad I remember thinking, I'm glad I don't have to talk about it.
I think that's when Blake got his 101.
Maybe. I don't know.
I really don't
understand it, man. I don't understand this thing with Blake and all. I don't get it, dude. I don't get it. And, I mean, I am kind of amazed that dude came in halfway through the season and he made the fucking hometowns. It's like,
he's killing it. I think he's gonna win.
No,
I think he's gonna win. He's gonna win.
No, he's Canadian, man. He's too nice, and you can't trust Canadians because they're too nice.
They're too nice.
Like, I mean, I don't know, man. It's something sketchy, man. Something sketchy. Just too nice.
He's got some skeletons in his closet. No, I'm just kidding.
Maybe he really does.
I'm just gonna throw a little PSA out there. If you see me look a little distracted or see a little fuzzball running around, we got a puppy yesterday. Zuko, I'm exhausted because of this dog. It really is like having a child. Maybe moms will get mad at me for saying that, but oh my god. I was at work. I was like, I just want to go home and take a nap, and everyone was like, "You have a puppy. You have to pay attention to him." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Gosh, I know. But yeah, he got stuck with me. It's fine. You've been gone for 2 weeks. I honestly don't even remember what has happened in the show the past.
You can ask me because I don't care. Like,
right.
I'm one of those people. It's like, dude, that is in the past. I don't care anymore. All that matters is what happened last night and what will happen in the next 3 weeks.
All right, let's just talk about. We're not going to recap the episode. That's not what we do. But whatever. I really want to touch on the Mike cuddle date, Greg, and Michael A with his son. We can talk about that now. Oh my god, that was so cute. When he was the FaceTiming part, when he was like, I love that face. I want to kiss that face. I was like, I'm a sucker for dads that love being dads. Like, it is the most beautiful thing to me. I love it. Because I feel like we don't really see it a lot. Like, I feel like in society, it's always kind of like the mom's the nurturing one. And, like, I don't see a lot of, like, dads just loving their kids, like, on TV and stuff like that. And I loved it. It was so precious. And I want to talk about Andrew S. So.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that was super cute. Yeah, I agree. I smiled.
He was like, oh. He was like, you're my best friend. I was like, oh my god.
I know. Yeah.
You're so
I'm
Make
not
him the Bachelor, please.
That was all cute, but we talked a little bit last night. And a lot of it we've said it before, it all comes down to editing. Maybe they talk about all kinds of shit that we have no idea. But
sometimes.
Sometimes. But according to what we're presented, they've never really had a conversation about her being a stepmom or the responsibilities of jumping into a relationship with someone who has a child. And, if she were to pick him, she's not only getting to know him still, but then she's trying to know his son at the same time. And that's got its own difficulties. And we haven't seen a lot of that kind of discussion. And then we come to here where we're getting to the final four, and they have a conversation about it. I wish we would have saw more of that conversation. But they only talked about it because he brought it up.
Yeah.
And from where I'm sitting, it kind of seems like she has not approached his situation very well. And being a single father is one thing, but to be a widowed single father, that adds more to it. There's a lot.
She would be the full mother figure.
Yes. And that needs to be talked about well before an engagement. And when she said
yeah.
so, basically she said, well, if I pick you, then we'll get engaged and we'll figure it out. And I'm like, dude, no. I mean,
Yeah.
at least you need to figure some of it out right now.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, that's not how it works, dude. There's a child involved that's in a vulnerable situation. If it all, I'm not sure if he said whether or not he's dated. If he has, then obviously it's not worked out. And if he is not, then this, either way, his son has not been exposed to someone who's jumping in there for the long haul. It just, I wish
you can't really wait
more care.
Yeah, you can't really wait for an engagement in this kind of situation. Like, because I know Katie keeps saying, like, I want to leave engaged, I want to get engaged, but I feel like this is really important to, like, you need to meet the kids, see how you fit into their lifestyle. Like, I think I understand what she was kind of trying to say. Like, I think she was kind of, like, saying that she's going to be flexible with, like, they'll figure out things in the future, but she'll be flexible and try and fit herself into Michael's, like, life. I felt like that's what she was trying to say, and I thought the talk was okay when she left, because Michael thought he was like, yeah, that's great. Like, she was kind of hitting some of the points, but yeah, I understand what you're saying. Like, I think and she's also young, and she also hasn't been, she's 30.
And see, that's another reason why they should have been talking about him and his son every single time that they interact.
But do you think that's on him?
Well,
you think that's solely on her?
It's not solely on her, but it is more on her, because she is the one who is in the position of picking the man.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that's true.
Like, he's there hoping, and it's possible. But for her, it's like, if I were her, or I were in the situation in one of the women, whatever, my line of thinking, I would hope, would be that I need to take extra care with this one. Every time we talk, it doesn't need to be all about the child, but we need to talk about it every time. We need to work everything out. So that would be and I would feel that it would be on me. The responsibility would be mine to take care of making sure to handle that correctly, because I'm in the position of power in this situation.
Yeah. They need to be having deeper conversations that also involve the kid. Like, what's your parenting style? Like, what do you think? Like, what do you think your parenting style would be? What do you believe in? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, those are super important. And those are also questions that I don't think a lot of young couples, that's what we are always told, don't really talk about, like, parenting styles, expectations, what do you expect? And now, like, Michael probably has his set style, what him and Laura, his wife, had and taught and plans. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it is probably a deeper conversations than that she needs to be having. That, and maybe they have, but we haven't really, it doesn't seem like they have from what Michael was saying.
Yeah, and that's why, I wanted to be sure to say, as far as what we know, what we've been presented. Yeah. Because that's always important. We don't know everything.
Yes.
On. I mean, in reality, we know maybe 5% of what goes on.
Oh, yeah. That's why, like, take the show with a grain of salt with everything, because they're only showing you a narrative that they want to show you.
Yeah.
Like, for the most part. The very slim narrative of everything. But I agree.
Crack me up when she was like, at one point, she's like, these are our real lives. And I'm like, no, it's not. Like, no, this is not. This is no one's real life. You know what I mean? Like, no one in real life is just like, wow, man, I'm gonna go stay in a place and have like 30 chicks to pick from, and it's gonna be, you know what I mean? No, it is not real life.
I think she means their real life like this is gonna affect their life out of this.
I know what she meant, but it was absolutely stupid.
Oh my gosh. I want to jump and talk about the Mike P date. I Oh my god, this poor guy. They did this with Blake last season. Like, remember with Tayshia? They made him do that, like, shot. They always bring out, like, the shaman out of the woods to do these, like, really sexual dates. Like, that, it has been, like, the past every season they've done something like this, and I hate it. Like, I hate it so, oh my god, dog. I hate it so much. And, I felt so bad for Mike. This poor guy. What's her name? Cuddle Queen Jean comes out. They're doing all these cuddling positions, which I'm like, weird. Literally sex positions.
I've never cuddled like that before.
She was literally, at our cover, she's literally riding him. Like, yeah. And it makes me mad the fact that, like, they saved it. Like, she's literally, this poor man. Yeah. Like, they're wearing all white. Like, it's so, to the purity, like, it's all around his his virginity, which is like, come on, like, stop this storyline, like, stop this narrative. But the thing that people are talking about is that he was talking about he loves nurturing women, and his mother is a nurturer.
That was weird, dude.
That in itself is like, okay, that's a little weird, but, like, like, I consider myself like a nurturing, like, right. Nurturing, like, that kind of thing. Then he starts talking about how when he was younger, his mom, like, used to, like, cuddle with him. He would fall asleep and always felt really safe and comfortable. And I'm like, okay, all right. Like, people could take that the wrong way, but again, like, really sweet, whatever, intimate, whatever. A little bit of a Orpheus thing. I feel like people are going to talk about. Then he's cuddling with Katie, and I missed this part apparently because I had to run to the other room, and everyone's talking about it. They're cuddling, and he whispers to her, "You remind me of my mom."
He did. I was like, dude, what are you doing?
Don't do that.
What are you doing?
Like, if you said it, I feel like it would be better if you're sitting at the table, and you're like, if he said it, they're sitting at the dinner portion, and he, like, grabs her hand and is like, the date showed that you're a nurturing woman. My mom's a nurturing woman. Like, kind of said it the same way, and you remind me of my mom in that way. Totally fine. Not when he's, like, whispering, like, you remind me of my mom, like, in her ear, and he's like, oh my god. Michael, no. Or Mike, no.
At least
Poor guy.
It always be worse. You know what I mean, though? Like, maybe before that line, they were laying there cuddling, and it's like, oh, you're so sexy. I want to do you so bad. You remind me.
No. Oh God, please no. That's awful. This poor guy. He really didn't see it coming. Like, he really did not see her breaking up with him coming. Like,
I know. It was.
She comes back sobbing.
Right.
Like, and they were laughing the whole time. And Cuddle Queen Jean was like, "Why are you laughing?" Like, she was so bad.
Her taking it personal was the best part of that whole thing.
She's like, "What's so funny?"
She was like, yeah, you could tell, like, she was just like irritated as hell, dude.
Yeah. The lady, the artist on the paint thing too, the group date was mad. The vagina date. Oh my god. Like, please stop. We always talk about it on this effing show. If they did a whole art exhibit around the dick and the penis, and they had to talk about innuendos of, like.
Well, hold on. Wait a minute. What's the difference between a dick and a penis? Is there something?
I was just.
Sorry, go ahead. I was like, really?
The shaft, the bottom. Like, people
would be. And the apples.
It was just, and that, like, if a girl on the date, if it was flipped and a girl painted a picture that they had to black out the entire picture. Like, people would be up in arms, but it's hilarious that Blake, like, and it is really funny. They just blacked. At first, I was like, did he just paint a black box? And I was like, oh, my man.
Oh, man.
You were 30 and you're still, okay. It's fine. Whatever. That date was weird. It was really weird. I also think Katie I'm sorry, I just want to jump, like, I think Katie has gotten to the point where she is kind of leading these guys on, especially with Andrew S., where we talked about, like, with Michael, her kind of giving this whole, like, we'll figure it out. She said the same thing to Andrew S. when he was like, I'm not sure if I want to keep doing football, and she was like, we'll figure it out. Like, really gave him this assurance, like, if we have to live in different states or different cities, and we can figure out the future together, and then sent him home. And didn't really give him an explanation besides, like, we're friends, and I couldn't do that to your parents. I couldn't sit there and meet your parents next week knowing I'm not going to pick you and that we're friends. But then, like, was so emotional. It was really weird. It was really weird.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I was just I was trying to Google image to see if I can find an uncensored picture. And there's a lot of stuff like, black canvas, or was it censored, blah, blah, blah. But there is a petition on change.org.
Really?
To get an uncensored picture of what he painted.
Release the picture.
Yeah, no shit, man.
Release the picture.
Yeah, that was just, I don't know. I don't know.
I think she felt friendship vibes from him. Like, I think she just really liked him as a friend, which is fine. And I think that's what it was. But I think she should have, instead of doing this whole thing and then asking him to come back and then being so emotional and, like, all this stuff, she should have just stuck to her guns and be like, I just see you as a friend. You're a really good friend. I'm not sexually attractive to you or whatever, and I don't want to put, like she said, like, I don't want to put you through this, meeting your parents and giving you hope. But she just kind of, like, was backtracking a little bit. Yeah. I'm like, girl, stick firm. Like, do you want him to leave or not? Like, it's your show. You can do whatever you want. Like, Hannah Brown kept all 4 guys for, Fantasy Suite. So do whatever you want. Have 5 guys. It's fine.
Yeah, they call them gangbangs. Yeah.
Oh, my God. Yes. But what did you think about all of Andrew S.? And then him writing the note.
Yeah. And then her asking him if there was...
And he was like,
And I'm like, what?
That was really weird. I was like, what's happening?
What? And how would that work out? What, do they have 5 fucking hometowns? I don't understand.
I'm here for it. Why not? It's quarantine. What else are we going to watch? Like...
Oh, but it was all just... You could tell, as from my perspective as a male, it was clear to see that all of that move of him going there and leaving her that note and all that was 100% set up for a future possible relationship. 100%.
In the future.
Like, if things
off the show.
Yeah, off the show.
Oh, yeah.
Things don't... I mean, that's all that was, dude.
I don't think he meant for her to open it right then. He even said, open this later.
Yeah,
because he was like, why are you chasing after me? Like,
right.
He was like, oh my God, she chased after me. Like,
and I said no. Which I was like, hey, dude, kudos. Because like, when he said he wants his wife to choose him.
Yeah.
And I totally get that. Because I don't know how it would end up overall, but I know initially, at least, I would have some feelings of like, dude, there were 4 other dudes that she me before she, chose, settled for me.
Yeah.
And I would think about that. I don't, it would bother me. So kudos to him for being strong like that. And
yeah, he was like, I'm not going to, what am I going to do? Stay for next week and her just send me home again? Like, and embarrass myself? I'm like, yeah, you're absolutely right. Like, I think it was the right decision. I don't think he meant for her to open it right when he left. Because if he did, why would he have said no? Like, I think you're right. I think it was supposed to be kind of a cheeky thing. Like, hey, if you don't get engaged, like, I'm still, like in How I Met Your Mother, when like Ted or...
I think it was a straight up chess play, which I get.
Oh, no. Yeah, I agree.
Dude, that was 100% chess move. It was, hey man, it was a good move, dude.
He didn't shut the door. She shut the book, but he cracked it open just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or, yeah. Anyway.
What's on Andrew S?
Yeah. Definitely some Bachelor edits going on with that. I think it's going to go down between him. I guess it depends how Michael's exit goes. I don't think she's going to pick Michael. I think Michael will be going home at some point.
I don't think she's ready for a kid.
I don't think she is either. And she even told him when he first said, "I have a son," I think it was the first night, and he was like, what do you think? Do you want to be a mom? Are you ready for that? And she just kind of gave this answer that was like, I don't know. I could be a mom. I could not be a mom. I could have kids someday. I could not have kids someday. I'm okay with that. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Good for you. Feminine girl power. But when a guy that has a son is seriously looking for a partner, that's not the kind of answer that you can give. Like,
yes. If I were him, I would have left right then and there.
You need to give exactly. A definitive, like, yes, I would be willing to be a stepmom. Like, 100%. I want kids. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't give that kind of, like, we'll see, we'll work it out. Like, that's not fair to the kid, and that's not fair to Michael.
Yeah, and it's not fair, like, 2 or 3 weeks from the end, and you're like, we'll work it out if I pick you. That really rubs me raw how it's been handled with Michael and his situation, but
yeah, I do feel bad for it. Kind of reminds me on Juan Pablo season. He took a girl, I forget, I think her name was Holly. She had an 8-year-old son, and he took her all the way up to hometowns and then dumped her right after hometowns. Wow. And people were really, like, he met the kid, he met the son, Juan Pablo wasn't a good bachelor. People don't like him, but people were really mad. That was, like, the nail in the coffin. Like, people were really angry that he, like, made her go through all this stuff. And she was really upset, too. And there was another girl, Cassandra, who had a young kid that he sent home right away. And, like, after 2 weeks and was like, I don't see it going far with you. I want you to be home with your son. And then this other lady was like, why didn't you do the same with me? Why did you keep me going? If you knew in the end you weren't going to pick me, like, that's not fair to keep me from my kid. And I hope it doesn't end that way with Katie. Like, I hope it's...
Well, I got a question for you. Katie, okay, so they do the hometowns, and she narrows it down from 4 to 3, correct? Mm-hmm. And then they do the fantasy. So, okay, so they do the hometowns. Say at the hometowns, she realizes that Michael is not the man for her. Does she be completely honest about that and get rid of him there on the spot and not lead him on? Or does she have that Juan Pablo thing in the back of her head and go, man, is this going to be another thing where I look like a bitch because I had this guy all the way to the very end? I met his kid and then I end up dumping him the next day.
Well, he made her wait until a rose ceremony, even though he knew he was going to get rid of her. He made her fly back to their location, leave her son just to dump her instead of letting her stay with her son. That's what made him look like an asshole.
Wow.
Like, I can't see Katie doing that. Like, I think I feel like if they bring the kid, once she realizes that she's not ready for it, like, it would be, I think people would forgive her more to be like, look, I'm just not ready. Be upfront and honest in that conversation instead of dragging it out to a rose ceremony.
I agree.
Which she didn't do. We didn't really talk about. She didn't really do it. Brendan, the guy that just kind of like showed up and put on his chapstick. I totally think he was there because he needed to fill numbers, and she was just not into him. And I kind of felt bad for him, but at that point, I'm like, just recognize like what your purpose is here. Like, you're just here to fill seats. Like,
at a certain point, it should become clear what your role is.
Yeah. Real quick, I do want to talk about Greg.
Okay.
I really do not like this man. He just rubs me the wrong way, and I think it's also the fact that it's split. Like, half of Bachelor Nation like loves Greg, thinks he's the hottest man, thinks he's so precious. He's not. I don't think he's attractive at all, honestly. Sorry, Greg. And then you have other people that feel like he's really fishy, and I feel like
Manny Gonzalez.
We like you too. I don't even think we're fans of the show.
Manny's one of our viewers for the Mad Batch Star Wars shit show. So thanks, Manny, for the support very much.
Yes. It really hit me when Greg got the second one-on-one, and he looked like someone told him that his dog died. he was just like he looked terrified. Like, are you kidding me? I really don't think he's into Katie. Like, I really do not think Katie's his type.
He's going to win, and I'm going to win the whole freaking draft. Because
I think he leaves. They are really, oh my God, they are playing up. We are seeing her every episode. Every time they talk together, she's always like, how are you doing? And she even told him, I'm pretty sure, this episode, I think you're going to leave. I have this fear that you're going to leave. And he was like, why would you say that? And I'm like, I think.
I thought they had pretty solid chemistry on their one-on-one.
Oh, no. I don't know. I think it's friend. I think she is so into him. I do not think he's into her at all.
That's interesting. I'm going to have to, dude, I'm really going to be paying attention to his body.
He's not, like, romantic towards her at all. He's saying all the romantic things. Like, he was like, I can see myself falling in love and my family's going to love you. But, like, there's no emotion into it. It's not, there isn't any, like, in his face. He's just, like, dead in the eyes. Like, yeah. Blake's a little bit more animated, but I feel like Blake also, I don't know, I'm going to be honest, I really don't feel like any of these guys really are into her. Like, I think Connor B was the only one that was, like, in, like, right. And maybe Andrew a little bit, but, like, I don't think Justin likes her at all. I don't think... Honestly, Natalie Portman and Hayden Christensen have better chemistry than Greg and Katie. Like, it's awful. Katie's so into him, and he's always just like, I don't know where you are, I can't read you. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, she is so into you. You are making out hard. They're throwing fishes at each other. I was like, what is happening? Like, I don't know.
Seattle before?
No, I would love to go to Seattle.
I've been to that. Well, when I lived in Washington State, and I lived on an island, and I grew medical marijuana. It was the greatest year of my life. That was about 45 minutes north of Seattle, or maybe 15 minutes north of Seattle. But yeah, I've been to Pike's Market, and
yeah, I've seen the famous. They throw the fish, right?
Yeah, it's really cool, man. It's
Here's
a really
puppy review.
Area. Oh, it's such a cute dog. But yeah, dude. Seattle, it's a pretty nice little place. I mean, I didn't have any beefs with it, but I was only there once.
I thought the date was cute. I thought it was a really cute idea. I think it was a big deal that she picked Greg, and I just felt like Greg was not grateful. I don't know how much I'm also projecting into it that I just don't like him. But it just gives me very much vibes. Well, of course.
Of course.
Why wouldn't we have Star Wars?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Greg leaves. I think Michael, hopefully she sends Michael home, or Michael decides that she hasn't given him enough reassurance next week.
Get out of there. If he knows what's good for himself, dude.
Do you think he'll be back? Like, do you think he will do Paradise or in the future?
No. I don't think he would do Paradise. He seems like a responsible father. And in my opinion, especially like, again, adding the circumstances of him being a widower, I think that he knows better than to
I think it's too much of a party for.
Yeah. I mean, let's face it, dude. Paradise is to find someone to fuck for a couple months.
Oh, yeah.
And then you move on. Find someone else from the Paradise community or from the Bachelor community at one of the little expos or parties or whatever these fuckers have, you know? But yeah, I just,
he says hello. He says, my first podcast.
Someday you'll be pulling a sled.
Yeah, in Jersey.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw, go back and watch in the episode, he rammed his head into the door like 3 times.
Really?
Yeah, that's why I was laughing, because I looked into the reflection and he was just like, I was like, oh gosh. Yeah, he's not the brightest doggy. But can't wait. Next week we get hometowns.
Yeah.
Which I don't really like hometowns, but it seems like they're cutting it with the Men Tell All, which that's what they did. I think that's what they did with Tayshia's season, where they did it in one episode. They kind of cut down the hometowns and the Men Tell All, which, great idea. I do not need a 2-hour Men Tell All. Give me a quick 45 minutes.
I don't need any of that shit.
Well, it's going to be hosted by Tayshia and Caitlyn, which who
cares?
Yeah, I don't really care.
Cares?
But Jay, all our favorites will be back, like Thomas and Aaron and Hunter.
Yeah.
Aren't you excited? And maybe Connor B with his guitar.
For their names. So
do you know who any of those guys I just say are?
but dude, you know me, I'm always interested in the fantasy suite week.
Okay, we said this about Matt James. Do you think Katie is going to go to Pound Town in the fantasy suite?
100% fuck yes.
With all three?
Well, I don't know about all three, but I mean at least with one of them.
The theory is the reason why she kept Justin over Andrew is because she wants to have sex with Justin, and she finds him sexually way more attractive.
Whatever. I mean, that has nothing
to do with
the show, which is to find a
Go
partner.
off.
You know what? Well, I'm just saying, that's fine. I don't give a shit if that's why she keeps him around, and I don't give a shit if she fucks him 30 fucking times. I don't care. Dude, girl,
4 times in the windmill.
But how you know it? But it's just like, don't. I don't know. It's just one of those words like that has nothing to do with the point of the show, which is to get engaged and get married. Which the point of getting married is to be with someone that you are compatible with and you love and you have.
But you need to know.
But dude, no, you.
And with that, we are going to.
No, never mind.
We're gonna wrap the show up before Jay cancels me, never brings me back. Oh my gosh, this dog destroys my whole room.
Real quick, hey Manny, do me a favor, go to Twitter and hashtag JWade for Bachelor, because fat guys deserve love too.
Yeah, get it trending.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jay Wade, where on Twitter can the people follow you?
You can follow me on JWade or at JWade1134. That's the letter J, WADE 1134. And also this channel here, this network at the JCast network on the Twitter.
Yes, you can follow me on Twitter at SCBock, SSEABOCK. The reason why we had the show tonight and not yesterday was because we were getting this guy. So thank you for being flexible, everyone. It was a long journey. It was a long day. You can follow the show at Go Get That Rose. And the JCast Network at the JCast Network. Is that right? On Twitter?
Yes. And at that Rose.
Yeah, that's what I said. At Go Get That Rose. Thanks for listening to me. We'll see you next week to recap more Bachelor. Bye-bye. Oh,
You want to hear something funny? The mic wasn't on that whole time.
No way.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, wow.
So smooth.